That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. So if this is your first time, my brainstorming sessions, um, like I said before, it's all about networking, building relationships, and sharing ideas for the most part. No matter what background you're in, it's always good to be a student to the game and have people around you that you can learn from and really build with at the end of the day. Everybody who is a part of the mob, and and even if you're not, you should know that just in the wording, we mobbing together. It's all about building community. It's all about building relationships and, moving to the top together. I think it's something that, as you guys, if you've already been on, as you can see, it's always ways that we can connect no matter what type of background you're in, no matter what type of business you have. So that's what it's all about, coming together, feeding our community with knowledge and support and positivity, spreading positivity. Just because we're in business, it doesn't mean we have to compete with each other. It doesn't mean that we have to, be sharks. We all, I'm pretty sure we all watch Shark Tank and different things like that. That's not what it's all about. It's really all about, building genuine relationships. And that's really going to take you a long way. That's something that I can attest to in person. So I appreciate you guys for hopping on and just building with us. So we're gonna kick it off with the icebreaker question. Real quick, I want to go down the list, have you guys introduce yourself. What do you do? And then I'm gonna have you guys answer the icebreaker question, and then we're gonna move on. All right. So today's icebreaker question is: when you come up with a new product or business idea, what is the first step you take to determine if it's a real market demand for it? Do you rely on more data and research, or do you prefer testing it out with potential customers directly? So, what is the first thing you guys do to determine if it's a good idea or not? So, I'm gonna start off with Miss Cece. What's going on? One of our mob members, one of our mob members and mentors. Can you hear me?
Hey, 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 hey.
What's going on?
I'm good. How's everyone? How is everyone?
Bless. And real quick, before you go into the intro, let's also get some positive energy circulating. If you could tell me one win or what's the last win you've had as well, to get some motivation, some positive energy going, that'd be great as well.
Um, okay. First off, I am Carolyn Mitchell. I am a farmer, I am a formulator, I am a holistic consultant, I am all things entrepreneur. And I'm gonna have to say my latest win that's just popping off right now would be going to that interview at the radio station and landing that co-host gig, which I start Sunday. Sunday is my first show as co-host on Plant the Seeds Radio. So that's gonna be my latest win that I can think of right now. And as far as coming up with new ideas, I like to sample my way to success. So I will give out samples and to people and let them try it out first and get reviews before I add it to my product line. And that's what I like to do. See how the people like it, see how they utilize it, get their feedback, and then I go from there.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. It's so crazy. I was just telling Fee this past weekend, like, let's get them samples going on, for those I know she we got her in the Invest Fest this past weekend, and she did pretty good, just with samples, no table at all. So I love that. And I love that sample to success. I love that.
Yes, like
Put that on the
that's
shirt.
that's been a slogan of mine for a good minute, and it always works. Especially even if you already have the product on your line, but you're in a new space or you have a new venue, it's always good to sample and let people try it out because I guarantee you, if your product is what you say it is and you're feeling good about it, when they try it, they're gonna want to buy it.
I love
So
that. I love
yeah,
it.
I like to give samples.
That's a fact. That's a fact. We already know you got them goodies for sure. I was actually just talking to somebody about you today at an event too. So I'm definitely link you guys. Y'all
Okay.
how you feel. So I appreciate you, Quinn. I appreciate you.
Alrighty.
Who we got next? Who we got next? Mr. Fix It. What's going on? It's another mob member and another mob advisor. What's going on, King?
Yo, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Happy Wednesday.
Man, you know it, man. Happy blessed day, man. Bliss day for everybody, man. I know I've been in and out here and there for the last month. I've been walking into well, I ain't walking into father. I'm already in fatherhood. So, I've been having my daughter here and there and everything. So I just been, accustoming myself or adapting myself to that. So I'm most definitely excited about that because, she's just showing me a lot now when it comes down to like how you have to monitor your business or how you have to monitor your time and make sure that everything's still, up and flowing. So I want to say peace and love to everybody. I know y'all looking at me like, man, this man look like He-Man. What's going on? So, I'm doing a self-awareness with myself. I told myself I cannot get my hair cut, no line and none of that until I accomplish what I wrote down. So I'm really sacrificing. Like a lot of times we have to take a step back and look at that and push ourselves. You know what I'm saying? So, and also this is our ether, you know what I'm saying? This is our hair. Like, we really need these things to, what I'm saying, for our body and to, these are our antennas, you know what I'm saying, when we get it from the sunlight. So I'm really like, digging deep, you know what I'm saying, with my inner self as well too. But I'm so excited to be back on, see everybody. Like I said again, peace and love to everybody that's on here, anybody that's new as well too. The mob, we standing strong. We gonna keep strong. Mr. Delano being right there in the front, in the back, all the way around. So most definitely, man, I love seeing everybody.
I love it. I love it. So tell them a little bit about what you do. Um, Tell us a win that you've had recently, and we're gonna go into the icebreaker question.
Okay, cool. So right now it's a lot of, titles I can say, what it is that I do, but I'm a simple business owner. I pretty much help educate people on a personal matters of credit, business funding, business credit, how to basically, create assets. But I have a new saying right now. So what I want to do now is educate people how to, make a full-time income on a part-time basis, meaning that you can still continue your career, you can still have your own business flowing, whatever it may be. But it's always a time where you can set aside and do something part-time that doesn't take too much of your time to create another string of income or another revenue that you can have for your family. The stats do say that if an average home brings in an average of $500 a month, not a week, not a day, but an extra $500 a month, it'll save them from repos. It'll save them from, late payments. It'll save them from, foreclosures, mortgages, stuff like that. So that extra, like I say, strings of income will help you. So that's basically what I do. Like I say, I do a lot of consulting work, business solutions and stuff like that. So I'm pretty much all the way around the board when it comes down to, the financial literacy industry. So a good win out of half so far. I know I was telling you guys about, starting another, industry or starting another revenue. So I really tapped into, I would say it's chauffeur servicing, but I'm really just staying into the black truck service. So right now, I just closed on a auto loan through the business again by getting a Suburban. So I'm working on finalizing that with Chase Bank and everything. We're going to get that up and running. So basically, I will be doing, pretty much anything, events, because we had DNC here last week in Chicago. I'm not sure if you guys saw that. I was, networking with a lot of people, and I can't wait to, speak a little bit about it. But I want to talk to you about that as far as Delano, as far as, some people with their campaigns and stuff, because they be needing, other people like ourselves. They need artistic people. They need people that know about AI. They need people that knows about art, agriculture. They need people that knows about, health and wellness, all of those things, because at the end of the day, how are they going to innovate and separate themselves from other politicians? So if they have a collective people, which is the mob, because I was screaming at a lot with a lot of people that's what a lot of, you know, like I said again, politicians or, you know, community activists, what they're looking for. They're looking for, you know, people that can do that. But basically, that's what I'm really working on right now. I'm gonna be helping people with small events, you know, celebrity entertainers. Even if you want to take your, you know, your significant other on a date, you know, you can have a black truck service, you know, pick you guys up, drop you off, ride around the town, whatever it may be. Also for video shoots, whatever it may be, that's where I'm going to be focusing my focal point on the black truck service. But I did close on that, and it'll be coming soon. I'm gonna need you, Delano, because I do want to do like a, you know what I'm saying, a promo on it and everything. And then I did see the website module, the outline that you sent me, and I'm ready to get that started because, like I said again, it's time for the last quarter going into the new year that we really just buckled down on some of the basics that we already started with, that we got, because a lot of us already got a lot of stuff already in play. But now we want to get it to the masses. We want to get it to the people. So we might have to spend a few little dollars on some ads, you know, some promos and stuff like that. I just got me some new flyers as well too. So I was just in a laundromat with my brother. I had to drop them off. I'm back in there handing flyers out, putting them on a washer. So when you wash your clothes, you're about to see that flyer, and just, you know, different restaurants, different parking lots. I'm getting uncomfortable. Like I said, I got a goal to reach right now, and whatever any means necessary, that's what I'm about. So that's basically a win that I got so far, man. So I'm trying to come up with a name. I ain't really, you know what I'm saying, came up with the name just yet, but I'm really thinking about, you know, a good name. So you guys can probably help me out with that as far as, you know, that black truck service, you guys.
Definitely. Yeah, I'm gonna actually shoot you some ideas. But real quick, so what is the first thing, what is the first step you take to determine if a new business or a new business idea is good or not?
What steps do I take? Or you said what steps?
Yep, yep. So how do you determine
Um,
if a business idea is good or not? What's one of the first steps that you take?
First, number one, I meditate on it. So you know, whatever the idea is, I just go to my safe place. You know, usually it's like the balcony of my crib and everything, and I just sit out there and I just meditate for about 3 to 5 minutes, and then whatever comes to my brain after that, I just do a little bit of research. But mainly, you know, is it a necessity? You know, that's one thing that all of us think about. Like, okay, do consumers or people need this? You know what I'm saying? So I always go back to like, okay, is this a necessity or is this something people may want here and there? And if it's a want, how can I innovate that as well? So basically just going on Google, you know, looking up stats, looking at, you know, competition, people that's already doing it and everything, and then just jot some things down. But number one, first, I always meditate first before I do anything, because it's so many, you know, ideas, so many thoughts we have, and they just be, you know, compiling on each other and everything. So I just relieve everything. I just go, you know, get out of my comfort zone and everything and just sit. And then after that, I do say like, okay, is this a necessity or is this a want? And then I pretty much go from there. Majority of the time, you know, some people do have their wants. It's a lot of things, especially with social media. People be, especially like, I was just looking, like, I know you guys been seeing that guy with the red balls, right? The Gouda balls or something like that. That man killing it. He go to the grocery store, get all those flame hots, and I just be in the back of my head like, this is not I mean, food is a necessity, but it's not good for you, kind of. But people want it. But he's doing so well. He's doing so well. So it's like, you know, you can still have a business what people want. It's just how do you do it? So like he done had, you know, certain celebs come in, and then he gets so many people that come out and fly in just to, you know what I'm saying, just to get it. Because why? What did he do? He got a lot of people to get online to, you know what I'm saying, view and show them eating it and all that and everything. And, you know, everybody see first before they do anything. So that was like my main thing. I'm like, okay, how can I do that with, you know, what's going on with our businesses now and everything? And like I said, that's what I was talking about as far as, you know, doing ads and getting people to, you know, whatever your product or service is, get do some testimonies and all like that, because it works. So
Yep.
that's what I'm working on. That's what I'm working on now. Like I say, the last quarter going into the new year, because why? Tax time coming up. When people get their taxes, they already have a list on what they trying to spend their money on. So
Right.
I want to make sure that I'm on that list when it comes down to, my services and everything. And then also coming up with a product too, because, I know I do credit, I know I do, business funding and stuff, but I actually want to come out with a product. So that's one thing I wanted to talk to you about, as far as, maybe a few courses or, some
Ebook.
mentorships and stuff like that, because that's another thing as well too, because I see a lot of, people have DIY packages and stuff like that can actually help and everything. But I'm looking for a product, something that's got Mr. Fix It on it a little bit. I might not do clothing or anything like that, or, so I want to come up with something that stand out a little bit. So I was thinking about, stuff like this, I'm just thinking of a product now, what I'm saying? I got a service, but I want to come with a product now. So I want to kind of like do a consultation with you on that real soon as well too, brother.
Most definitely, most definitely. Let's do it. Real quick, I'm gonna tell you one word: ebook. That's what you need.
Okay.
That's your
I
product.
got that written down. I got that written down on my
So we
to-do
gonna,
list. So that's why I said, yeah,
yeah, we're
one
gonna
of
get
my
on the
goals.
call. We're gonna get on the call and talk a little bit more about that. But I appreciate you, Kane, for sure.
Most definitely. Love y'all.
Most definitely, most definitely, most definitely. Who we got next? Who we got next? Let me get Kia. Kia, the art junkie. What's going on?
Hey Mob, how y'all doing? Happy Wednesday.
Yeah, Dave. What's going on? What's going on?
Um,
Yeah, first of all, tell the people, because I know we got some new faces on here. Tell them what the art junkie is all about. Tell them how tell them what you do for the community, and let's go from there.
hey, so I'm Kia the Art Junkie. I'm a curator, an event planner, and I consult with galleries to try to help the artists get in galleries and set up paintings and get them into art shows. I'm currently working on getting content, getting out in the community, doing interviews with artists, doing little interviews with the neighborhood, the people in the neighborhood, and things like that. And so, um, one of my wins recently, I just saw my website and I'm so excited for it to drop. Y'all are gonna love it. Y'all are gonna love it. Shout out to Delano, shout out to the mob. Like, I'm so excited for it to launch. It looks really, really good. So that's one of my wins because, man, I feel like I've been doing this forever and I wasn't making no headway. And when I linked up with Delano and the mob, it's just everything just been boom, boom, boom. I linked up with Mr. Fix It, got that girl credit fixed, and it's just on from there. So for the question, I think I would go with I agree. I would like to uh I'm trying to come out with some products myself, so I feel like I'm gonna wear some art junkie shirts and get some reviews and see how the people like them before I start selling them, because you always want to get the opinion of your consumers and your buyers. Because if they're not feeling it on you and you not wearing it like it's the best thing out there, nobody else is gonna feel that way when they put it on. So you are your product, and can't nobody market you better than yourself. So that's my answer for today.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I can't wait to see that art junkie merch. And we gonna go crazy with with the 3D printing. I actually came up with an idea, and I'm gonna share it with you.
Yes, I'm excited. I'm ready.
Yeah, we gonna go outside the box with it, but I can't wait to drop the website. And really just keep on continue seeing you grow. Like, you've been immaculate, like you've been on it. And
Thank
it's
you.
great.
Thank you.
I can't wait to just continue to see you just growing, and see all the artists that you actually, put on a pedestal, and help expand as well, because the city needs you right now. And this is one of the biggest art communities in the world, and people don't even know it. So I think you're gonna shed a lot of light on that. So I appreciate you, Queen, for sure.
Right. And I just want to take a moment to give you your flowers too and say thank you for pushing me, because it hasn't been easy at all. But the out of the box ideas, like, I never even thought about doing content or thought about doing interviews or thought about getting engaged, but the responses that I'm getting back from it and the artists that are reaching out, like that was on point. So thank you so much.
I appreciate you, Queen. You already know we rocking. We family nice. You inducted. Who we got? Who we got? Who we got? Let me get a new face. I'm skipping. I ain't going down. I ain't going in alphabetical order today, as you guys can see. Let me get a new face. Who we got? Who we got? Let me get can I get Marvette real quick? Can you hear me, Marvette?
Hold on. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Oh, I was saying I want you guys to know that it's Virgo season.
Virgo season.
Virgo season, that's right. So my name is Marvette Nelson, and my genre is in fitness and health. I actually have a clothesline out, and I have not had a lot of traction on that. So that's kind of why I reached out to M.O.B. And I'm trying to also sell courses on Kajabi. So I feel a little bit stuck right now. So that's why I reached out, because I need some help. I need some help with marketing. I need some help with getting my name out there, my website, and so on and so forth. So I read this book called How to Get Paid with What You Know. And I've kind of been in fitness for a long time. So, sometimes you think that people won't listen or they won't buy your experiences, but there is a market for everyone is how I think about things. So I'm here to get some help with what I'm trying to do, because I feel like fitness is very, very important to everyone. So that's why I'm here.
You doing it, Queen. You doing it. You doing it. So real quick, what's the first step you would take, or did you take, as far as testing out your business idea, determining if it's a demand for it in this market? What was one of the first steps that you took?
The first step in doing that is, I'm on social media, so I see a lot of people doing fitness, and I'm thinking, actually, I work from home, and I'm always in workout outfits, like, because I work out in the morning, and I usually, how, because you work from home, you only need to dress professionally up here. So I'm always in my workout outfit, and I'm thinking, this is what I wear literally every day. Why don't I start selling this? And that's how it came about, to be honest. So yeah.
I love it. I love it. I appreciate you, Queen, for sure, for sure. We got next. So we got next. So we got next. Let's get another new face real quick. Can I get DeAndre? Can you hear me, King?
Hey, how's it going?
Blessings.
How everybody doing on the line right now? Hope everybody's good. My name is DeAndre. As an introduction, I'm in the demolition construction sector, and I'm also into mold remediation, water restoration, and asbestos removal. So I'm up under the construction umbrella. And I'm truly grateful for the event today that I was able to meet the M.O.B. Mastering Our Business, network and this platform that you guys have going on. It's a pleasure to be on here, and I look to network with a lot of individuals on here, either in the clothing sector, the commercial sector, for us doing construction. And I'm truly grateful. So I thank y'all for this opportunity.
Thank you, Queen. I thank you for sure, for sure. So real quick, what is the first step that you take to determine if your business idea is good or not, or if it's a demand for it?
the first step that I take for as meeting clients or just networking with individuals?
Far as market research, because that's the topic for today. This module 2, we have 12 modules that we take our members through. I just wanted to touch on this module because this is a very, very important module that I always talk about, but we never really dive into it and really. So I really want to get y'all feedback on, what's some of the steps that you guys take to really, test the market and make sure that, your product is in demand. Do you rely more on data and research, or do you prefer testing it out with potential customers?
I would say, just in my opinion, a little bit of both, because I have been rubbing elbows with companies for as like FedBiz Access, USFCR, for as the market research is concerned, and wanted to navigate into the government sector, and also just to build a rapport, just going out here with potential customers and clients who I receive phone calls from, is just keeping I guess, a track record of that, as it may. I don't know if that may answer your question or not, but every day is a learning process for me, because I only been in my field for like 7.5 years now, but with close to 15 years of experience, so I'm still learning a lot. And but yeah, just whatever I think is more effective, I feel as though it pertains to like the marketing and so forth and so on. I'm still educating myself and still learning from others, and as it pertains to that.
I love it. I love it. I always say if you remain a student to the game, you're always gonna gain. And I don't care how long you've been in it. Most people say, hey, if you've been in it for longer than 2 years, you're on a good track. Most businesses don't make it past 2 years, but I don't care. I mean, I want even my mentors who've been in the game for 20, 30 years, they're still learning, they're still adapting. One of my mentors actually just went back to school. So she's been in the game for 20 plus years. So I think, it's always important to really keep your ear to what's going on. And I think the pandemic showed us that,
Yeah.
So yeah.
But see, Delano, I mean, this is, my opinion. I feel like you guys got a great thing going on with the M.O.B platform. I do, because there are those that what I've learned is I learned a lot about people, not everyone, but I'm just speaking in the ones that I came across in my journey, is that there are those that do have the information, and they, depending on what your field of expertise is, I can't speak for, everybody's, field of expertise, but just my journey in the construction industry, there are those who have the information but choose not to give it to you. And there are those that give you an inclination that they will give you some information. They code it, they decode it like, okay, I'll give you this a little bit, but you figure the rest out on your own. And I don't like that. And so I think me and you guys today and being on this platform, I think you guys have a lot to offer,
Oh, yeah.
For as information is concerned, either in my sector or whoever's sector, but there's still, it's like a piece of the puzzle, still things that you can learn and feed off of. So I'm grateful for this opportunity.
I appreciate you, King. Oh yeah, no gatekeeping over here. We don't gatekeep. We're getting rid of the gatekeepers.
Right.
And I think that's what we really need to do. Get rid of the gatekeepers. And I think that's what Atlanta, that's what's so special. One of the things that's so special about Atlanta, and I'm not even from Atlanta, I'm from Detroit, but that's one of the things that I feel like is special about Atlanta. There is really no gatekeepers. You can really come down here and set up shop and receive the information. But I'm on the gate with that, right? Because you said one thing when you say code it, some people will give you the information and code it. And I think it's pros and cons to that, because some people not ready for the information. Sometimes you have to.
Okay.
Sometimes
that's fair enough. That's fair enough.
Sometimes
I can agree with that.
Because I can give you the blue pill and the red pill. Because if you ain't ready, then it might be too much for you.
Right.
A backlash, and that's one of the reasons why we are creating this community because everybody ain't ready for what we on, you know.
Yeah.
But once we see that, you know, you're ready, then why not get the information? You know, that's what, you know, that was one of the things that got me here. Me having mentors that wasn't afraid to give me the information. And you know, and that's why I always say, you know, leave the pride at the door. When we come into these brainstorming sessions, I don't care how long you've been in the business. And we didn't have some juggernauts on here, you know, and I don't care. I don't care if you made $1 million in your business or whatnot, you know, leave all that pride at the door and come in and give some information, drop some jewels and receive some jewels too. So, you know, I'm definitely with you on that one, King. I appreciate you. Who we got? I love the energy. Let me get, so I see you got some new people in real quick. If you haven't yet, blow up that chat, post your websites, post your social medias, post where you're listening in from, and follow somebody else's social media. Follow somebody else's website. Never know who you may be on here with. That's the whole point of this. Connect with someone. I want everybody to at least connect to connect with someone before we leave this brainstorming session. Can I get Dr. Adam next? What's going on, Doc?
Hey, good timing. Oh, you can actually see me. No shit. So, hi, I am Dr. Adam Dinnitz. I happen to have a real estate development organization where we use modular technology to actually achieve our goals of construction, preferably affordable housing. But if you want me to build you something for $1 million, I definitely will. Super quick before I forget, DeAndre, are you in the Atlanta area? Because if you are and you're willing to work in Macon, I know the small business affairs lady for Macon, Bibb County, and they always need demolitions of blighted properties. So if you send me an email, I would be more than glad to get you her contact information.
Absolutely. I'll post it right now.
Cool. So let's see. I don't remember, Delano. What is the the icebreaker?
Real quick, for the people that's under the rock or don't know or new faces, let them know what you do. And then the icebreaker question is, what is the first step that you take to basically do market research on a new business idea? What's one of the first steps you take when it comes to market research?
Okay, so the first step when I have an idea is I ask subject matter experts. I look into it online and I make sure I'm not just having a pipe dream, that it's actually a hole that needs to be filled. And from there, I'll branch out because I'm not a person that does inventory. I'm not a person that does tangible things. My business is huge construction. So when it comes down to off-end ideas, I actually go directly to an expert and be like, hey, I got this idea. This company does it wrong. This company does it wrong. And everybody wants to go those two companies. How about if we do this way and make it nice, but plain or something, whatever the item is, and go from there and see if I'm actually making sense. So that's what I do. I rely on experts and I do a lot of online looking.
I love that.
I ask my friends. So
love that. Real quick, Adam, what's a win that you've gotten recently? Let's keep spreading that positive energy.
So I had three yesterday, because the mayor of Warner Robins gave me a location where she would want me to build. And then also I was asked to build a small subdivision of tiny homes in Warner Robins. And then I was asked to add on to someone's house in Warner Robins. So yesterday was an incredibly good day. Oh, and hold on. I got locked.
I love it, man. You always give me some good positive energy. For sure. Who we got next? Let's get. Hey, Greg, is you still on? Can you hear me? I know you at a game.
Yeah, I'm here. Can y'all hear me?
Sir, yes, sir, yes, sir. So introduce yourself real quick, and then we're gonna go into the brainstorming session. I mean, into the icebreaker question, and give me a win. What's one of your most recent wins?
Well, I say this. I think I win every day, man. Teaching kids, man, just being there, being in their presence, man, and just being somebody and something positive that they can look at, you know. So I think I win every day with that. But I can tell you about a win that I'm about to have. In November, I will be graduating from Full Sail University with my bachelor's degree in audio production. So looking forward to that. And to me, that would be a great win. It will be a great win.
So tell them a little bit about what you do.
Oh man, where do I start, man? First, well, I'm a husband first, father. Outside of that, I'm in education. I teach audio, video, film, and tech. As you just said, I'm currently at a game, filming a football game, and I got to be here because I won't hear the last from my boys, or the boys, rather, if I don't film. But so I teach audio, video, education. I'm also a music producer. I produce music, make beats. I'm an artist myself. I linked up with you guys, Delano and Chrissy, for I would have been about maybe 3-4 years now.
Yeah, about
yeah, about 3-4 years, and I've been rocking with y'all hard ever since, man. So I kind of do a lot, man. But I the main thing is audio, video, film, and tech, man. Anything multimedia, music, that's me. I love it, and I love teaching it to kids.
I love it. I love it. I love it. So real quick, what's one of the first steps you take when it comes to market research? How do you determine if a business idea is good enough?
Me personally, I just like to put it in front of people, and just kind of see what the feedback is, man. For instance, and this is just my opinion. For instance, music. If I create a song or a product or a song or whatnot, the first thing in my mind is how can I market this? How can I package this song, this video, this whatever? How can I package it and put it in front of people in such a way that people will gravitate towards it with little need or help from anything or anybody else. You know, they just gradually gravitate towards it. So the first thought in my mind is how can I package it? And that may be in what kind of reel can I create a reel that will catch the eyes of and the attention of the viewers. And, you know, that's my first thought. How can I package it? What kind of package? How can I package this product and put it in front of people?
I love it. Love it. I love it. I love it. I appreciate you, King. Keep being great for sure. Who we got next? Who we got next? Can I get Elon?
Good evening. How y'all doing?
That's
I'm Elon. Thank you for inviting me. I'm here in Atlanta, Georgia, and I'm a barber by trade. But my most recent business I started was a funding as a service business. I'm a business consultant, and I do I think it's DeAndre, if I'm not mistaken. I do something similar to what he does. So I help small businesses receive funding so they can grow and scale or even start. I can answer the question if you ask it again.
I got you. So what is one of the first steps that you take to determine if it's a real market for your business? What is one of the first steps that you take for market research? How do you figure out if it's even a demand for it?
I'm usually all over like the internet, so I'm checking social medias. I like go into Google, get as much information from Google as I can, and then from there, just like the doctor said, I'm gonna try to reach out to a subject matter expert, so that I can get a little information from them, whether, you know, see how things is going for them and what they think about things. And then if I think, you know, it's a good idea, I might move on it.
I love that. I love that. I love that. We got some good answers. So last but not least, what's a win? What's one of your most recent wins? Let's get that positive energy going.
Most recent win. Let me see. Well, business wise, you know, I secured another client, of course, just recently. So that's a great win. And then put my house on the market is another win.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. For sure. Hey, throw the ones up real quick. Throw the ones in the chat. Let's see who tapped in. I just want to get that positive energy going. Let's applaud everybody who got a recent win. Everybody that's on here. Hey, it's win day, man. Let's throw the ones in the chat. Let's get interactive. Who we got next? Who we got next? Can I get Reggie? What's going on, Reg?
Yo, what up, sir? Hello, Mob.
Okay, how you doing, King? So,
Awesome.
for those who don't know the great country, tell them what you do, man. Give a great introduction. Give us an introduction and tell us one of your most recent wins, and then we're gonna go into the icebreaker question.
All right, so my name's Country. Everybody calls me that. That's what I've been called for the last, I guess, 10 years since I've been in the movie industry. So I do lighting for TV, videos. I'm also a camera guy, so I do photography. I do camera work for short films, for music videos, and all those things of that nature. That is my background. That's what I've been doing for the last 12 years. Now, recently, as of 2021, I got into 3D printing on a movie set. So now that is what I'm into. One of my recent wins, before I go any further, one of my recent wins was I just got one of my first custom orders. I did 200 lemons, squeezable lemons for a customer who every time he does a show, he bites into a lemon. So his idea was to be able to give away lemons with his logo. So I did 100 lemons for him for that, and completed, paid, delivered. So that was a big win. And you know, I've been working on shoes that I've, you know, because at first I brought up the Yeezy replicas that I started on. Now I have these. I know it's a little bright out here, but you know, I have these, which are, ooh, oh, my camera won't focus. Yeah.
Get rid of your blur.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. There it is. So it went away again. I don't know. You know, this fucking stupid phone. So there it is. All right. So I have these slides now, which are totally flexible. They're very comfortable, feel good on the feet. So that's a new product that I've gotten, that I've started, as well as, like, you know, just a little flexi trinkets. And then Spliff tapped me in to do his little motion guy. He hasn't really gave him a name yet, but you know, anything that you can pretty much think of, you come to me with an idea, and I make it happen. You know, Delano.
Oh,
you send me an idea, I make it happen. That's what I am. I'm Country, 3D print ATL. This is what I do.
That's crazy. Oh, and I gotta show mine. Hold on, let me show.
Yeah.
He was at the event today. I'm like, yeah, just tap my pen. Yeah.
So when it comes to doing, I kind of know what the icebreaker question is because I've been thinking about this for a while. Right now, I am in product research mode, essentially. I am developing different things and just testing to see what kind of sticks right now. And also um, trying to whittle down what I really want to do, because with the 3D printing business, I can do anything. And in the next couple of weeks, I plan on adding a scanner so that I can scan people and make them their own figurines. So that's coming up next. But yeah, that's where we're at.
And you're a bad man. I appreciate you, King, for sure, for sure. Make sure you post your contact info in the chat, man. We got a few people that's trying to, tap in real quick. Make sure you post your social medias and your contact info. I know every single one of you guys need to link up with Reggie for sure, especially when it comes to branding. That Brandon, he'll take you on a whole next level. Exclusive. I love it. I love it. I love it. Who we got next? Who we got next? Who we got next? We still got Eric on. I see Black Onyx Vodka in this thing. What's going on?
So how you doing? How's everybody doing today?
Nice, bless. So
It's Eric Bird.
quick, King. And
Yeah.
it was a win. Give it your most recent win, and then we're gonna go into the icebreaker question.
Yeah, I had a couple just this week. Got about 3 or 4 new accounts. As Eric Berg, I have vodka brand here in Atlanta. We're in about 30 locations, liquor stores, restaurants, lounges. So yeah, this past week, me just heading in the streets, talking to these liquor store owners and restaurant owners. Got 4 new locations added this week, and also we're in got approval to go in Total Wine. So that's the big box stores that they have, all across the state. So we'll be in Total Wine this week in Kennesaw and Alpharetta. So that's 2 big wins that I had recently.
That's super dope. That's super dope. That's super dope. So market research. What is one of the first steps that you take to figure out if it's a demand for your business?
Yeah, kind of same thing everybody else mentioned. Google, always want to look online, see if there's any, get research on that. Also, seeing if there's any other solutions out there, and even if there is, you can still, go ahead with it, because maybe they might be lacking something that you can, kind of, I would say you can kind of, make better, that they're doing, and they say, okay, I see that they're doing this. They should be doing it this way. This way might be better, or they're not doing this. You can kind of capitalize on that. You do see another solution out there. So just research, see if something is out there. If there is, capitalize on that. And yeah, just finding, talking to people, seeing what they think. Something if it's something that they might use themselves.
Most definitely. I appreciate you, Payne, for sure, man. And y'all make sure y'all tap in and get some of that vodka, man. You got some of the smoothest vodka out here, for sure. Make sure you post your info and where they can find some of that vodka too, man, in the chat. Make sure y'all, and everybody else, if you haven't yet, even if you have, real quick, because sometimes the new people if you tap in late, sometimes it might not show the latest chat. So real quick, can I have everybody just blow up the chat real quick with your websites, your social medias, where you're tapping in from, and how people can really reach you, man. Let's do that real quick. Let's take a couple minutes to do that, because I really want you guys, and real quick, don't leave. After you post in the chat, follow somebody else's social media, check out somebody else's website. This is what it's all about. Never know. Just never know what you might come across, or who you might need. Just because we're in different industries, that don't mean we can't build and put things together, and really just move and network on a whole nother level. So let's take a couple minutes to do that, and then we're gonna move forward. I'm gonna pretty much touch on some of the things that we encourage our members to do as far as market research. I'm big on this. And I'm probably gonna touch on some of the tricks and tips that we usually use to do a lot of market research. But what's big, I think we usually do a poll and see what won, but I think it was outstanding today. I think just putting it out there, sometimes is the best way to see how people react, to your business idea or to your product or whatever it is. And that's a big one. It's not about you, at the end of the day. If you're, it's about you. If you're doing it as a hobby, that's a whole nother ball game. But at the end of the day, it's not about what you like, what's good for you. We always want to, see how the community reacts. And one thing I always tell, for years, I've been saying this for years, even back when I was consulting businesses. What's your service? What problem are you solving? And that's a big one. Figuring out what type of problem you're solving, and being a servant, to the community is the biggest thing when you're getting into this business realm. How are you servicing the community? And if you guys haven't, most people get into business based off of a passion, and that's not bad at all. I think, a matter of fact, that's wonderful. I think if you don't have a passion for what you're doing at the same time, you're not gonna last, because it is hard. It's not easy being independent and being an entrepreneur and pushing a business. And because essentially you're raising a child, and we all know it takes a village to raise kids. And that's what we're doing. We're building, that your business is your baby. So, at the end of the day, you want to have a passion, you want to have a love for what you're doing, but at the same time, you want to make sure that you're providing a service for the community. That's what it's all about. And I always tell people, if you're not giving back to the community, how dare you ask them to support what you got going on? Everybody wants support, and I'm pretty sure we all got bills, we all got stuff that we need to take care of. But at the end of the day, how are we servicing the community? So real quick, that actually brought me up to something. Let's blow up the chat. Let's see. I want to see how are you guys? How is your business servicing the community? What's a problem that you're solving? Let me see. Let me see some interaction real quick. Let me see that. Blow up the chat. Let me see how are your business servicing the community. Somebody says servicing should be first for sure. The money and everything else will come. Yes, for sure. The money gonna come. Money gonna come. Especially if you servicing the community. Yes. Dr. Adams said housing. That's important for sure. We all need a roof over our head. Come on, blow up that chat. Blow up that chat, you guys. How are you guys servicing? If you don't have this answer, then we gotta have a conversation. We gotta dig deep and figure out how we serve it. Even if you don't have an answer now, let's figure it out. Maybe it's something that we can add to your passion or to your business that can possibly service the community as well. All right, Junkie said, getting artists connected to the community and vice versa. Yes, ma'am. Yes, man. I know you're gonna highlight a bunch of artists in this community. You already highlighted some of the best. So I want to get into 3D printing into underserved communities. Yes, I love it. Yes, they need it. Maybe Reggie, we should figure out how to put together a workshop as well, to where you can bring in your machines, and we can get some of these kids and adults as well. Anybody that's into that community and kind of get more into the detail and the logistics behind it. I think that'd be super dope for us to put together a workshop, or to maybe even add on to our brainstorming session and make that a whole segment like we did last week with the AI. The week before that, we did, I think, grants and grant writing. And then the week before that, we did business plans. So I think that can be its own segment in itself, because I think that's going to be super powerful for us to get, more of the community involved. And I know one of your main goals is to eventually get a brick and mortar to where people can, you know, really come in and really do their own thing, which is, you know, you're going to be the first wholesale of 3D printing. That's going to be super dope. So I think, you know, the workshops is really going to help push people in that direction and educate them on it as well. So yeah, I love it. I love it. I love it. Who else we got? Who else we got? Come on now, let's blow up that chat. Mr. Fixie. Oh, so yeah, Reggie, you and Kia should get together and make 3D printed paintbrushes for the artists in the community. I think that would be to have some art junkie paintbrushes. I think that would be awesome. I haven't seen nobody doing that, and to have, you know, some of the main artists like Maya Belly. You know, shout out to Kia for interviewing Maya Belly, which is, you know, an art guru when it comes to the art industry and just tattooing. I think that'd be super dope to do that. Yeah, let's get them 3D art paintbrushes going. I think that'd be super dope. Mr. Fixit said getting the curriculum into schools and centers. Yes, Mr. Fixit. So I do have an opportunity. You know, make sure actually, if you don't have your passport yet, Mr. Fixit, get that ASAP, because we do have we're working on an opportunity to create some curriculums, and they want us to come out to Dubai, a couple countries in Africa.
Yeah, I got it. I got my passport.
So let's do it. So I'm gonna send you a proposal that I sent, that I'm working on right now, to basically, because we got a great connect to where, you know, they love our brainstorming sessions, and you know, they love what we're doing as a whole. So they want to get us in some of these other countries, and I think, you know, that curriculum is going to be crazy for us to be able to do. So I definitely want to incorporate, of course, that's one of our modules anyway, financial literacy. So I want to incorporate that, and of course, you're gonna hit. I definitely want you to, basically spearhead that as well. So we're gonna get that together. We're gonna get the curriculum together for sure, because they need it right in the schools. They need it for sure. Who else we got? Bringing fitness and health also to the over 45 community. Yes. Health and wellness, definitely another thing that's really, really needed. For sure. What else we got? Community impact, giving job opportunities to those who are wanting to learn construction skill. I love that. We don't have to probably put that together as well, DeAndre, for sure. Putting together a curriculum based around construction. I think that's a good one, because we need housing. we can't do that. And there's so many other things that we need as well. Especially when it comes to building this community. We're in the process of getting some land, and even in and out of the country, when we have the opportunity to get to acquire some land. But the next thing from that is building on top of that land. So I definitely got some different ideas that we can get into. We educate the community about financial resources. The service we provide allows those who would normally be able to fund themselves get capital they need to grow and scale. Yes, that's a big one. Capital. Since 2020, it's been a lot of businesses. I like to call them pandemic babies. And I don't say that as a diss. I love all my pandemic. I actually work with some companies that surpass companies that I've been working with before the pandemic. That's doing great, and it's a different type of hunger. So I think that's very great. At the end of the day, I think financial literacy is super big. And funding, we got so many businesses, that was born, just 4 years ago, going on 5 years ago. And we got an influx of businesses, but we don't have a lot of funding out there, or a lot of businesses are not getting qualified for them. So I think that's a big one. That's a big one. Do I got any questions or concerns? Let's go into the Q&A real quick. I see you, Mr. Fixer. What's going on? What's going on?
Yeah, not much. So I've been wanting to ask you, but every time, but I'm so glad, that's why it's so great to have these business brainstormings, because I was just thinking, because this has been one of the things that, like, I think a lot of communities lack, and that's like a business cultural center, or just a cultural center period. And I want to ask, like, how many do Atlanta have, or do they even, do they have such of, a center where people can come to get resources and stuff like that? Because I think that's going to be one of my main niches when I, really like get in front of more people, because it's a lot of other things that's being built in my city, and I know in a lot of cities, that's not really benefiting us. You know what I'm saying? They may think it is, but it's just another building just to say that y'all did something in the urban community. But you know what I'm saying? Like I said again, is it a real benefit, or is it lucrative for y'all? You see what I'm saying? So, like, is there any business cultural center or any cultural centers, urban, urban centers or something like that,
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Actually, we actually just came back from one. We just did an event sponsored by Verizon today, and Pittsburgh Yards. It's a brand new building right in the inner city. There's Rice. We're actually in the works of partnering up with them. They've been supporting the mob a lot lately, and they actually have a marketplace, a pop-up shop coming up this Friday that we're going to be at. There's a few. I think the biggest problem is, a lot of them is in the inner city, ducked off, and it's not a lot of awareness being brought to them unless you are in business. But I think there need to be some type of awareness, and that's what we're going to be partnering with Rice about. It needs to be awareness all the way around the board, whether you have a business,
right?
And I think there needs to be, and I think most of them is just focused on like office spaces and stuff like that, like providing a home.
Okay. It's around that way. Okay.
Yeah, but I think, even with what we're trying to do as far as acquiring these mobile hubs, I think it needs to be more events and activities based around these spaces, because, no one knows about it, and they have to be closed off. These are brand new buildings with a lot of resources in them. So it's kind of, they close up because they're in the city. But I think, we need to figure out a way to, kind of open them up a little bit.
They need the mob, man. Just go ahead and say it. They need the mob. We coming, we gonna mob on through. Yeah. I'm gonna put that on my, make sure that you got a list of them. And when I come, because I'm coming real soon, y'all, I'm not gonna let y'all know. Only Delano gonna know, but I'm gonna pop up and it's gonna be that. And I'm telling y'all, it's gonna be lit until my goal is to stay at least like a week. You know what I'm saying? I really want to take each day to, accommodate and do certain things, bro, because I think that's why I really kind of been like, holding back. Cause like when I really come, we coming. Like I seen the shirt that Colorado prime time, they got their new shirts that say we coming. I want us to have something just like that in that with those, phrases, because I know you've been writing them down, but most definitely that's most definitely what it is. But yeah, man, I really want to, get into that, man. Like you say, acquiring some of that land and building something, bro, because like you said again, that's really where they pushing some of the money to. They pushing a lot of money into people actually, doing that and everything. But I was just asking because just imagine, we can get a business culture, sponsored and built by the mob and start that, right there in Atlanta. Then we coming to Chicago. Then we coming to the East Coast. Then we going to the West Coast. Then we going further north to the Midwest, So I think that's something really, really, like I say, a lot of people are, looking into like things like that. So, for sure, a safe haven. That's what I like to call it as well, too. Even though it's a business, type of center, but it's cultural. So like we need to be, talking about cultural things too. And we're not even just going, you know, set aside just one. We want to do it for any and everybody because, like I said again, to diversify yourself, you got to get all walks of life. Because I think a lot of times we don't think about, you know, the people that's living around us. Like, come on now, it's a lot of people that's living around us that's in the same boat, same predicament. You know, so I think we need to stop, you know, kind of categorizing ourselves like, oh, we only just come from the hood, or we only come from broken homes, or we only got. No, we need to let it be known that it's a lot of other, you know, ethics that's, you know, that's just like us. You know what I'm saying? You know, so yeah.
And that's one of the reasons why I just talked about this, you know, as well yesterday, because we just got a new venture capitalist on board. But and that's a whole nother story. That's one of my wins, for the mob. We got a new venture capitalist, and he's a brother. But that was one of the things that I pinpointed to him, you know, just because, you know, we're black, you know, this is not a black. I try to stay away from the black owned, and I'm pro-black as can be. But you know, at the same time, it puts us in, it boxes in, and we're universal. You know, this is not just a black thing. This is an economy thing. You know, we're into economic growth, and it's not just black people that live in our economy. And and we need all hands on deck right now when it comes to, you know, economic growth and just building out this community. We have enough division, you know. So I think that's the biggest thing as well, you know, including everyone, and making sure that, you know, that is clear that we're here as black people, but, you know, we're open to, you know, everyone being a part of this movement. And I think that's super important for, you know, the movement as a whole, that we stay away from, you know, the division. I don't care if you're a Republican, Democrat. We got enough of the division. We humans all in the same boat. That's why, you know, we had these brainstorming sessions and we don't just differentiate. Every single one of you guys are in different industries, but as you can see, we all in the same boat. We all got some of us got most of the same ideals, and that's important to really show, because we need all.
Because hey, look, hey man, I wish. Yeah, man, not to cut, man. I wish Dr. Adam was still on here, man, because I swear he just don't know. That's about to be my best friend. He gonna be the front man. Y'all just don't know. That's what type of time I own. I didn't already acquired. That's another thing too I want to talk about because I'm actually gonna talk about this tomorrow on Standing on Business, y'all. So if y'all got the time, you know, please hop on because I'm talking about when it comes. Yeah. So with these age corporations, I'm talking about it is killing the game right now. You know, I just did a little dip and dab. That's why I was like, man, I really kind of want to dab into that lane with the, you know, transportation and, you know, stuff like that, logistics and everything. And when you can show years of experience, I'm telling you, or just, you know what I'm saying, history of the business. Oh my goodness, boy. I'm like this, my head just been like going a million miles per hour because success loves speed, y'all. That's another thing too. You know, at the end of the day, our sense of urgency has to be on point day in and day out. I know we take time to, you know, set aside a lot of stuff, but we have to continue to, you know what I'm saying, keep our first foot forward because a lot of people, like I say, they depending on us. They really depending on us. So besides that though, Dr. Adam, when you get, I know this being recorded, I'm telling you, that's gonna be our front man, you guys. I'm telling you, because it's a lot of things that he has seen in the, you know what I'm saying, in the field already that can help us, you know what I'm saying? And we're gonna use other people too. I got a few Hispanics on deck. I got a few Asians on deck as well too, because again, like I said, they like to deal with people that get it.
Yes.
See, most of us, some of the time, you know, some people be caught up in different things in life and all like that. But once they get somebody that get it, or they know they around somebody that they can kind of relate to in a sense, you know, it could be anything. It could be kids. It could be, you know, if you're married, it could be, you know, divorce. It could be anything. As soon as you say it, they gonna click with you. You talking the right stuff. Okay, what it is that you need me to do. When I hear that, boy, I'm pulling out folders. I'm pulling out planners. Oh yeah, okay. And that's how we come in the mob. That's only the mob. That's what it really think about. Think about every, you know what I'm saying, back in the days when they talk about the mob and mafia and all like that. You think they was in the forefront of everything? No, they was behind the scenes, smoking their cigars, all of that. And they had certain people in place. They built a staff, they built a rapport group of people and everything. And they say, hey, listen, I got the fun, I got this. You go do this for me. I get you a little cup, woo, woo, and I go my separate ways. So then when it's time for when people come in there and they looking on, you can't do nothing about that. I'm in this trust. I'm the trustee. What? I thought woo woo woo. Yeah, he okay, I get that, but I'm a trustee as well. Oh wow. So now it's like no ifs, ands, buts about it. You're gonna always win. It's a win day, like y'all say. You're gonna always win. So it's a million ways to skin the cat. We always say that, but it's the truth though. You know, for sure, it's the truth.
I appreciate you, Gabe, for sure. Now, real quick, man, go ahead. Don't be afraid. Blow the chat up. We in the Q&A segment. Let's get them questions. I got another question in the chat. What do they look for to get qualified for finances and resources? Can I actually, while you on, Mr. Fixer, can you actually answer that question? Because I can answer the question, but I want you to answer that question. So we got one.
Say that one more time. It's in the chat. Hold on, let me see.
It's in the chat. So the question is, what do they look for to get qualified for financial? I guess you meant financial resources or funding.
Oh, okay. So it depends on the lender. If it's a bank or a credit union. Number one, what they look for to qualify, they're gonna look at a specific credit report. So everybody don't pull from TransUnion, everybody don't pull from Experian, everybody don't pull from Equifax. They pull from any one of them at that time that they want. So on a personal side, as a PG, if you are a business owner, they're going to look at your credit report first before they look at what the business does have up under their credit report with the business. Okay. Now that's what they're going to look for. Also, they're going to look for your business as well too. So they're going to look at your website. They're going to see if you are listed on Google or Yelp or 411. They're going to look at if you are a legitimate small business, because most legitimate small businesses should have that information being recorded, for their purposes and stuff like that. So basically, like I said again, if you are doing the PG way, they're going to look at a certain credit report of yours. If not, they will look at your business report after that. And then after that, they will look at your business credentials to see what things you do have and everything. So if your business is set up the right way, like you should and already have, from A to Z, the bank account, the website, the professional email, the number, the address, the EIN, your DUNS number. If you have all of that set, then you don't have no worries of getting access to that. So tomorrow I will be talking about also something what is called the WCP that the SBA has launched, dealing because we do have a new presidential election coming soon. So they want to do help the economy shift going into that. So they're having something called a working capital pilot program where they are helping small businesses get, some type of funding, a line of credit, or, along each one of them that will best fit you. And then on the back end, like I said again, Mr. Delano, if you don't have a business plan, get with Delano, get with us. You got to have a business plan. If you have expenses, if you have an inventory list or whatever, supplies, paper, whatever it is, you can have that set up and put together so you can show them. Once you show them that, then bam, you in the ball game. But as far as getting qualified for that, that is basically what they're going to look at to get you approved and everything. Now, if you're a brand new business, you really just want to have everything set up correctly, because if you got everything set up correctly, then like I said again, they will take a look into your personal, credit and everything, and then they'll be able to fund you that way and pretty much go from there. But that's basically how you get qualified when it comes down to, financial resources. But, I know we got someone for grants as well too. So again, like I say, you want to have the correct business structure to get qualified. That's it. That's all. I'm telling you, I done seen plenty small businesses fresh starting. I'm talking about from 6 months to 3 months to a year to 2 years. It don't matter how long you've been in business. If you have the right credentials and everything that they looking for, they will fund you. I don't care if you got bad credit, if you got, they will have something for you because again, their objective is to do what? Keep the economy going. So that's the main thing. I tell everybody, hey, structure. We want our kids to have structure, right? We want whatever it is. If they ain't got structure, then what? It's not gonna work. So that's basically how you get qualified though.
Definitely. And that was something that we had Dr. Jessica on a couple of weeks ago talking, and she's a grant writer. And that was one of the main things that really stuck out to me. I've been preaching for years, but having your website structured right as well. You can have a website all day, but if it's not structured right, that can also keep you back. So it's been members that we had that we had to revamp their site. Don't be afraid to revamp your site. Don't be afraid to revamp your business plan. If you came up with a business plan when you first started your business years ago, let's revamp it. You should be revamping and adding or taking away from your business plan at least every 6 months. Because
I think we got someone new that just hopped on too, though, Delano.
Who we got? I definitely want to get him to introduce herself.
If she want to go ahead and unmute herself.
Is it Malika?
Yup. I think that, yup. I see it.
Islam. Yes, it's Malika Divine. I'm the proud business owner of My Economy Academy. I was actually trying to hurry up and get in here because I'm shifting I like to say turning my hat from the front to the back. Yes, sir. So I wanted to say, big ups to Mr. Fix-It and say it again.
I say you was on last week, weren't you?
Yeah. I was on last week. How you doing, brother?
I love it. I love your energy. I'm peace and
all day. Yes, peace and blessings. But I just wanted to give a special shout out to Darwin, Mr. Fix-It, because I've been rocking with him now and doing business with him now for 2 years. And I just wanted to share with the group if anyone had any questions or needed him, his consultation to help you. He was able to help me get iPhones in my company's name and a brand new 2024 Chevy Equinox. Let's go. So I just want to let everybody know that he is the truth and he's helped push and propel my business. And I'm just happy to be part of the mastermind business M.O.B family and looking to grow and share some of my knowledge as well. So everything you guys are saying is valid and it's very necessary. Like he said, in regards to structure, this is the new school year. I'm a single parent. And so I was explaining to my, she will almost be 11 years old, about what does discipline mean? It means to do something that we may not necessarily want to do, may not necessarily like to do, but we understand the benefit behind doing it. And that's where I'm at right now in life. And I'm actually in the process, as I mentioned to you before, last week, of revamping and going back to the literal drawing board. I got this 50-inch drawing board to figure out, like, what am I going to do with my company, My Economy Academy. So like I said, definitely shouts out to you, Darn. You the truth. You already know, every time you speak, I got my pen and paper and I'm like, let's dig in. Let's get this grant. And I would love to meet whoever you were saying does the grant writing as well. That's something I'm very interested in. So
yeah, lock in with Delano. He got it.
Ma'am, yes.
What's up, Delano?
Ma'am, I love it. I love the energy. So real quick, go into a little bit more detail about what you do. Give us a win, your most recent win, and then I want to get your insights on our icebreaker question as well.
My bad, you talking about me?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Oh, okay. Wow. Well, my most recent win is to make this meeting. I was afraid that y'all was gonna be done. I'm like, dang, because Darwin had hit me up like, man, I'm on, sis. And I was like, okay. So just to let you guys know a little bit about me, I'm actually just recently left my position within the company that I work for. We sell extended warranties. I was a corporate trainer for coming up on 7 years. And what happened was I started to notice that the people that I was training are starting to outpace and make way more money than me. And at first I was taking it as a humble, like, okay, I'm getting a nice little salary and I'll work from home. But then it just didn't sit right with me, being involved with the company since 2014. And literally, I'm able to say that I've helped this company not make millions of dollars, make billions with a capital B. In the year 2026, they will be at $2.6 billion. So the issue that I had with the company is that I've never earned six figures, very close, but I feel like, what's peanuts to an elephant? You know what I'm saying? It's nothing. And for them not to be able to say that I'm an asset, but not to be able to say that my position is not quantifiable, but I have a long laundry list of people who I personally train, mentored, and coach, make the money that I aspire to make. I decided to leave. I decided to say, you know what? If you can't beat them, then you might as well join them. So a lot of people was looking at me, and I was, sharing this with Darren, like, you must be crazy. Like, what you smoking to leave the salary? But see, corporate America is the new slave. Being comfortable, that's the new slave. And that's something that I don't subscribe to. And I have to activate my faith, knowing who I am, and knowing who I aspire to be, and the example that I want to be to the community, to my daughter, and to help other, kings and queens of all nationality, races, and creed. So I'm taking a huge faith in the Most High, which I know that all the good in my life that I've done, the people that I've helped, they say if you help enough people, you rich. So I know that I'm rich, and I woke up today. I was a little doubtful. I had a little, just a little anxiety, a little nervousness. And after speaking with, my confidant and business coach too, Darren, he was just telling me, reminding me who I am. And I'm like, you're right. I don't even know why I'm tripping for real. So today, I had a very, very powerful day. And now they looking at me like, uh-oh, we made a mistake letting her go. So to be honest, that was my biggest win, being here, just to be able to, share the enthusiasm, the excitement, and to continue to learn about how I can fund my business and grow. And this will be my last job. I'll never have a just over broke again, a job. My goal is to get on the right, or not the right side, the left side of the project. One of those projects where you're not working and you pretty much are duplicating, and the money is making money for you. So that's my biggest win today.
Real quick, man, let's throw some ones in the chat for real. I need to feel the energy, and we need to give you your flowers real quick, because that's what it's all about.
Thank you.
And
thank you.
Take that
much love.
Take that real faith to hop out, especially when you're making good money. But when you step back and be like, yo, this can't be it. I've been there, I haven't worked for nobody that I don't want to work for probably in 8 years. And that's what it's all about. You're gonna always stay working for someone, but the key and the power is being able to determine who you work for. Because I work for the community, and I love that, and being able to do that, and pick and choose how and when and where you can do that. I think that's powerful. You take that power back, and I think like you said, I love what you said. Being comfortable is the new slave master. I think we need to be free, and it's so hard because when you're comfortable, you got that safety net. I've been there, when I had to walk away from situations that was super good, But you know, it just wasn't my calling. You know, and you feel that we're so much powerful than what they want to lead us to be. You know, they're not gonna tell us. Even you know, and they start as young. You know, when I first learned, you know, how the school system was built. You know, through Rockefeller and their goal. And if you guys haven't looked into that, you know, make sure you guys, you know, I love to do. I'm a history buff, so I like to know how did they get to where they at, you know, and that was one of
Right.
one of his biggest Rockefeller. One of his biggest goals was to, you know, build a community full of workers, and that's what school. I'm not telling nobody to drop out of school or nothing like that. I'm just saying, you know, recognize, you know, the system that's built and how it's built and the goal and their goals. And I think, you know, you are very powerful to even recognize that and step out on faith because it's hard, you know, especially when you got a little one. You know, everybody got bills, pay them bills.
Man, the
hard.
bills be billing, the math be mathing.
Man, and it's and the only way we're gonna stop it is if we take action, you know, and you know, that's why we get more into self-sustainability to where we can cut down these bills. Because who is we paying? Who is the IRS? You ain't never met nobody. Me personally, I ain't never met nobody that even work for the IRS. Who is these people?
Yeah. That's funny, but true.
Listen, you know, look, I'm gonna be real with you. You know who they are? They the older, like, you know, grandma, grandpa, old aunties and them really working for the IRS. They got a few people maybe around our age, a little bit older, but it's all older folks. Now, most of them, some of them can work from home and everything, but they offices and stuff and all like that. You can't, it's only certain ones that, you know, if you got to go in and verify yourself and all like that, it's stuff like that, but they not really like advertising that as much and everything. It's all the boom baby boomers and you know, our daddies and uncles and all them. That's who working for the IRS, old folks. It ain't none of our people and all like that, because you already know some people would have already, you know what I'm saying, bamboozled some stuff and all like that. But that's the truth, bro. It's all older folk, because why? Old folk, they stay to themselves. They don't talk, they secretive and all that. I just be thinking about like that, because it's some of my a lot of our families are like that. The older people, they may say a few little stuff about certain things, but they are very secretive, boy. They got so many secrets and stuff. They're the main ones that started that phrase. I'm gonna take it to the grave. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So for real, that's how real life is. Man,
look,
for
they,
sure,
they the original sneaky links.
Man, that's
God.
all that is. That's all that is. For real though.
But you know
real,
what? You said something real powerful too in regards to like and then you know it don't even matter about age, because I've met a lot of older people too, right? That's got like a really, you know, progressive mindset on business and keeping up with technology. But you know, let's just be honest, a lot of, like you said, the baby boomers, my parents, my dad will be 80. That's crazy. He'll be 80 in October, right? And his mindset is very antiquated, and they're just used to, like you said, that Rockefeller type of mentality where you gotta work, you gotta go to school, you gotta get a good job, you gotta go in debt and go to college. Like, you know, like that type of mentality is how a lot of people, how the 1%ers or 1 to 5%ers are able to control the 95% of the population. But the thing that's what's going on right now, you know, we not to go too deep, but this is the age of Aquarius, and you know, technology is rampant. The worst thing they did is give us the internet. They should have never did this, right? So it's like, with that being said, like everybody is getting information so quickly, and so you starting to see the paradigm shift. And that's why even myself, you know, even speaking to Darn, he was like, Joe, like you liquid, you cash, like it's so much that you didn't did for them. Why come you're not doing it for yourself? And you notice, so that's why everything is shifting. And unfortunately, with this big shift that's going on, it's not gonna be a middle class. It's gonna be poor and rich. It's gonna be the people that shift and stay. So you already know I'm
So
gonna be
what
at.
you
I ain't gonna lie to you.
so real quick, what is My Economy Academy? What is that? What do you do for your business?
That's a good question. So My Economy Academy, that basically has been something that had been bouncing around in my head for a while. I came up with that idea back in 2000 and I want to say 17, 18, because I basically said, I want to build my economy. I don't want to just, be working for the economy and contributing to it. It's not contributing back to me. So I want to focus on how do I build my own economy, right? And if anything, God forbid, happened to me, leave a legacy for my daughter. I've been with this company since 2014. And when I left them on Friday, literally my last day as a corporate trainer was Thursday. Started back on the phone selling on Friday. Monday, they replaced me with 2 people. That quick. 2 people. I left, they replaced me, right? So I had already known the fact about business, and you don't take it personally. You just have to understand so you can maneuver and know your way about. So I was like, I want to develop the My Economy Academy business. Well, first and foremost, I'm an active learner, right? Because I'm not a millionaire. I'm not about to get on the camera and say I'm a guru, and I'm not. I'm an active learner. And while I'm actively learning, I'm actively sharing content and concepts with people on how they can grow their economy. Whether you are a credit restoration company, whether you are a daycare, whether you are a local plumber, whether you are a teacher or whatever the case may be, a barber, right? And show you how you can legitimize your company online, but from the digital aspect. So I deal a lot, obviously, in sales. I've been in sales all my life. But I also have a passion too for the digital aspect when it comes to building websites, funnels, graphic designs, flyers, banners, offline, online, pretty much is what I like to do. I even, just to show you guys, like my corporate book, like for my company, like this is all me, so I'm able to do that for other companies. And so that way, a lot of people, they just keep a lot of things up top, but they don't know how to really, plan it out. So then that way they can not only start their business, they can structure it, they can hire people, and they can train. So that's essentially what My Economy Academy is. And again, I was just telling you yesterday that I still feel like I need some business clarity, because the good problem with me is I know a little about a lot. So it kind of confuses me, because I'm like, oh, I can do this, I can do that, I can do this, I can do that, I can do this and that. So I want to make sure that I'm focused on my core. So that's why I'm locking arms with the M.O.B. And I just want to say thank you to the young lady that said I inspired her. Y'all inspired me. I hope y'all show up every Wednesday, that I'm gonna be here every Wednesday for sure. And just learning and growing with y'all. So that's in a nutshell what My Economy Academy is. I was gonna also say that I'm definitely gonna drop my phone number, my real cell phone number, not my business, but my real one. So y'all can hit me up or email me or contact me on social media, so we could definitely, mastermind.
Yeah, I was gonna say I was just about to say drop your handles and everything in the chat box. We always do it every week, so we get a lot of new people come in. So we all about support and making sure we keep in contact. So for sure, yeah. Go ahead and drop that info, because I know Delano about to pretty much put everything together, wrap it up, so we can get ready for tomorrow. Let's go.
Yes, absolutely.
Speaking of tomorrow, first of all, let me just say this, because I don't think we do it enough. Man, like, forget flowers. Like, I gotta give you your whole bouquet, bro. Darwin, like, you were just so powerful. We gotta protect you, bro. We gonna need you doing security. We gonna need who's securing you?
Protective services.
Like, our own Secret Service, because individuals like yourself, like, and I know it's real, because Malika said the same thing earlier, like, she, how she, it started off rough, and when she got on the phone with you, you are that person, bro. It's been times I didn't got on the phone with you, in a whole nother mood. As soon as I hear your voice, bro, it'd be like, yo, I'm whatever
Snap back.
I was dealing with or whatever I was thinking about, it you know what I mean? Like this is you are so powerful, bro. And we need more people like you to really like genuine, you know what I mean? Like, you know, be on, you know, you got all these fake guru, like what you said, Malika. Like, I ain't trying to be on here like a guru. I don't know it all. I'm still a student to the game. I'm a servant at the end of the day, and I don't want people to, you know, most people be like, give me, oh yeah, bro, you doing your thing. It's like I ain't doing my thing. I'm doing whatever God lead me to. I never thought I'd be doing this or even associated with people like the people that's on this call today. Like all of you guys are powerful, and you guys motivate me to keep being a servant and keep figuring out, well, how can I keep serving people and take them to that next level? Because we need more real, authentic stuff out here. There's so many scams and scammers and fake gurus out here that, you know, they go rent Lamborghinis and people fall into it like, oh yeah, he must be real because he got a Lamborghini. He took a picture in front of this big mansion. It's like, yeah, I did it. See, me, you know, working in the movie industry, that changed my whole perspective because I'm like, yo, all of it is movie magic. I'm the one who make you look. I'm the one who do all the edits and make you look bigger than what it is, and you know, and it's a place for that. You know, perception is everything. You know, that's something we always talk about. But you know, it's a balance that we need in this world where, you know, it ain't all about faking it till you make it, bro. You know, sometimes we can be real and say, hey, I'm not where I want to be. And I feel like, you know, my little I had, you know, commented on his post, you know, he was like, man, is it weird that I'm feeling like I'm always, you know, just I'm not satisfied? I said, bro, hey, you feel like you satisfied, you're dead. You're dead. Never feel, never get content. Never feel like you ain't no such thing as making it. It's a such thing as making it to different levels. You can make it to different levels in life, but you know, as long as we have a breath in our body, we should be striving to push that limit, even if you don't even see or know what the next level is. And I think that's me. You know, I done ran through a bunch of money and, you know, and worked with all the celebrities and did a whole bunch of dope stuff, but it never fails. You know, even with the mob, I never thought I'd be here. Even with Exclusive Models Magazine, being a publisher, you know, all of the different things that I did, you know, I always thought that was the ceiling. So now I understand that it's like, yo, I can't wait to see what's after this. Cause we got so many lives to live. They trick us to think like, oh man, I need to be a millionaire before I'm 30. That's a trick. By the time you hit 30, you still got 4 more lives to live. You get what I'm saying? Like my mother, you know, she's one of those baby boomers that we were just talking about. You know, I was an entrepreneur when it wasn't cool, right? Where people was like, what's wrong? You know, looking at me crazy, like, what's wrong with you? You need to go get a job. My mama was, you know, one of the main ones. And now she's just now, and my mama always been, you know, she's had multiple businesses, but she's just, and they always been hustles. It's a difference from being an entrepreneur and a hustler, right? And now she's stepping into the entrepreneur lane, and this is the best relationship that we ever had in my entire life because now we can finally relate, and she can come to me with real, you know, and get real. I give my mother advice on because she know I've been doing this since I was 14. And younger than that, I had to remind her, like, you know, and give her props. I'm like, you the one who put me on that corner to sell bottled waters. I was a water boy in 8th grade. I was selling candy, water, all of that, right? And I did not want to. I didn't, you know, that first time, I did not want to sell water. But after that first day and I seen the power that I had, I was hooked. I was hooked. I was asking her, like, so when you gonna bring me back out here, right? And, you know, fast forward, you know, that planted a seed within me to, you know, I couldn't work for nobody else. Every job that I ever tried to work, I got fired or I either quit because, you know, it's a seed that was always growing in me, and we have to sow that seed into the next person, and we got to sow that seed into, especially the youth, the generation right now. You know, these younger kids right now, they're so much more powerful than us, right? Because they are so much more open-minded. They don't see gender, they don't see race, they don't see all of these other things that we went by, and they don't have, they have more people that's, supporting the entrepreneurship, because now, like I said before, I was an entrepreneur when it wasn't cool. Now it's a trend. And I'm cool with that, right? But we have to, filter that, because, it's all about, what are we doing for the community? You could be, and like I said, it is a thin line between entrepreneurship and hustling as well. And I don't want to be a hustler. I want to actually be someone who, sow seeds and build actual and build and be a part of that positive reinforcement when it comes to building this new community, because we're in a whole new millennium right now, and on top of that, we at war. This is a different type of war, though. It's not, they're not touching down and shooting us with bullets. We had a war up here, so we have to be mindful of that and move like that. This is why this is important, to be able to share ideas and encourage each other. Even though we all in business, we ain't got to compete. Let's figure out how can we benefit each other like we've been doing. And I think that's what is what's going to push us into the level where the money is about to vanish. Like she said, it's not going to be any more middle class, and none of that. It's all about who is surviving. We in survival mode. That's what it's all about. It's not, but this is not about becoming rich. This is survival. So that's why, again, like, I want to give you your whole bouquet, Darwin, because you are on the front line, and you are something, you are a prime example of what we really need out here, as far as a leader, to really, make sure that others is, excelling, and make sure that our troops is in line, because we gotta be. This is no longer about money. In a lot of other countries, they burning the money, because they're realizing it before us. They burning this money. I think in Venezuela, I got a partner that's about to go out there and film this actually. They're burning the money. So it's important that we get on something higher than just becoming a millionaire or becoming a billionaire. And once we do that, it's limitless. You know what I mean? I was just looking. I'll say this. I don't want to give you guys I don't want to preach or nothing, but I was looking at. I was actually on live with Elon Musk the other day, and that was one of the biggest things. He was saying, like, this dude don't even own a house. He the richest man on earth. He don't even own a house, because you know why? He done built so many relationships. Wherever he go, somebody got a bed for him, a room for him. He live in his factories. His whole life is he living this for real. And to see that, this 300, he got 300, his net worth, and probably more than this is what they got on record, $300 billion. And don't even own the house. That's powerful to me. It's like, yo, if we have, it's all about relationships. If we have the right relationships, and we focus on, and his whole thing is not just about making money. He's trying to make the world better. And not trying, he doing it. He changed how we transfer money. He changed how we transfer ourselves and how we transmit. And he's working on a couple other things. He's even changed how we look at Earth. He's beyond Earth. He's trying to make it to Mars. He's trying to build a whole community on Mars. And another thing that was powerful that he said, he just knew that NASA had plans to go to Mars. And when he did his research, market research and went and did his research, he's saying that they didn't even have plans to go to Mars. That's powerful. So this dude that's from Africa, he's from South Africa, came over here and changed a whole ecosystem. And I think, that was so powerful to me, because I'm just a black boy from Detroit, and I used to look at that, as a downfall. Like, I'm never gonna really be nothing. It was a time in my life where I didn't even think I would live past 18. you know, especially when you got people dying around you, you know, in your environment. So, you know, with that being said, like we as a whole is way more powerful than they lead on. And we have to recognize that, and we got to take that, you know, we get a blue pill and a red pill, and it's all about what pill you're gonna take to get up outside this matrix. And then, you know, once you get outside the matrix, what are you gonna do with it? What are you gonna do with it? You know, are we gonna get other people outside the matrix, or are we just gonna live our life? And you know, that's short. Even though we got multiple lives to live, it's still short. So, you know, I want to make sure we're building something that when we are long gone, they're still talking about this.
Yep.
They still moving. We still moving and affecting people's lives, and that's what it's all about. You know, I don't want to preach to y'all too much. You know, I don't want to hold y'all.
And
up.
You ain't preaching. It's the truth.
I was
It's the
saying,
truth.
like, man, you can keep going. Yeah.
That's the truth.
That's where we at with it, man. And I appreciate you guys. I want to leave you guys with some homework real quick. What not a homework, but with an assignment that I think that would if you're not, you know, already on it. And if you are, matter of fact, if let's give it right now. Who throw the ones in the chat if you already have a survey, a customized survey for your business.
You said a survey?
Mm-hmm.
I don't.
Okay, so that's the assignment. So I have a couple resources. Well, one that I'm gonna give you one actually that I actually use that I've been using for years. Is Google Forms. Everybody should have Google, whether you use it or not. But Google Forms, it has a option to create a survey. It's free. It don't cost nothing, especially if you know you already got to. Everybody
You put your own questions in there.
Yes.
How many questions do you think a survey should have?
At least 10. And three of those questions should be the same question. So if I know some of you guys probably filled out a survey, and it's anonymous too. So if you have filled out a survey, I don't know who filled out a survey, and that's a good thing. Because you know, 3 of my questions on there is basically the same question. But I want to know where we're failing at. I don't want to just hear, you know, a lot of times we hear like, oh, you doing your thing, congrats, like, oh yeah, you know, and they give you your flowers and all that, and you know, we need positive reinforcement. I appreciate, you know, all of that. But we also need to know where we can excel at, right? Let me see if I can actually post our survey in the chat so you guys can see what it's like too. One second. This is important, guys. This is important. We have to collect data. We have to, because it's not about you. If you can be thinking you doing everything on point, you can be thinking you just on point, you know it all, you got it all down pat. And this will humble you, you know, getting surveys. Actually, I'm gonna post all of, because I always post a survey in our link, our chat every week. So I'm gonna just post all of our links, but the last one is gonna be our survey, along with our homepage on our website. If you're thinking about becoming a member, I'm gonna post that link as well. If you, first of all, if you want to become a mentor and advisor as well, we're open to, you know, applications as well. You know, we always open to bringing more mentors and advisors on board, because we all need mentors. We all need advice, right? You know, we also have an affiliate program because we want to get money together. So if you guys, you know anybody that, you know, they may not want to be a member, that's cool too. You know, we have services that they can take advantage of, or anybody can take advantage of by themselves. And then I'm also post the Instagram group along with this. But the last one is our survey. And I want you guys to look at that first. So I'm about to post that in the chat real quick. 1 second. So this is how our survey look. And if when you guys get a chance, please fill it out. Because like I said, I'm always about what can we do better? How can we get better? How can we keep pushing ourselves to get better? And every one of you guys should be on the same level. So if you don't have a survey, Google Forms. I want to make sure next week when we get on, you know, I want to make sure everybody have a survey. And I'm gonna have you guys post those surveys too in the chat so we can collect that data and see, you know, how can we be better? How can we keep pushing the limit? This is all of in this reverse back to
So
the,
let me ask you a quick question.
yes, ma'am.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off. So these are multiple surveys that you gave?
Oh no. So the first link is our homepage to our website. This is what I post every single week in the chat. And then the second one is go straight to our membership options. So if you're interested or if you know anybody that could benefit off our memberships, it's just a way to really just take advantage of all our resources without having to spend thousands of dollars if you don't have it. If you do, you know, we have different tiers for, you know, different businesses. We try to meet everybody in the middle. So if, you know, if you need websites, social media management, whatever you know, we have a bunch of resources on our website. You know, this will all take you back to our website. If you want to become a mentor, if you have a successful business or you have knowledge or experience in building a successful business, we need you as a mentor and as an advisor for our new members and people that, you know, may help you. And then the fourth link is our affiliate program link to the application. You know, if you want to, you know, basically become an affiliate and, you know, refer our services to different people and get paid from it. And then we have our Instagram group where we post different updates, different upcoming opportunities, activities, different things like that. And then the last one is our survey.
Got you.
So I want you guys to click on the last link. Pull that
I got you.
You guys can see what it looks like. It's very polished, clean, and you can customize whatever question whatever questions that you want to ask. And you can even copy mine. So you can this really the questions that we have on there can go for any one of you guys. Like I said, 3 of those questions is pretty much the same question, you know, because we want to make sure that people feel comfortable enough to tell us what we need to work on. What can we work on? What can we advance on, right? That's the biggest thing, you know. You want to make sure that we're steady advancing. How do we know we're advancing? If the people say so. So
that's huge.
So, you know, I want to get you guys in the motion of, you know, and this all revolves back to, you know, our module, you know, market research is very important. You know, let's do our market research. You know, beta launches. We actually just did a beta launch for one of our members, Philosophy LLC. We just did a beta launch for her website last week. You know, so we're collecting data. Just because somebody design your website, that don't mean you're done. You can always add to it.
Right.
And actually, we revamped her website. Matter of fact, she already had a website, and we revamped it because, you know, we wanted to make it more user friendly. That was the biggest thing. You know, you don't want to think too much when they go on your website. You want it to be right there in their face. Because quite frankly, you know, most people is, you know, they're not that smart. Let's just put it like that. You know, most people are smart. So you want to make sure that, you know, you have a user-friendly website, and you want to make sure that you just, in general, cater to your target audience. And, you know, this is the best way to figure out, and even with having a website as well, you know, and knowing how to read the analytics. I know a lot of people, you know, they see the analytics, even on your social media platforms, you see analytics, but sometimes people don't know how to read the analytics, right? So some people just don't read the analytics, but this is very important for us to do because this is going to tell us what's important. Even with having a website, you know, you should be looking at if you have a website, you should be looking at your analytics, like, you know, what are people clicking on the most? What pages are they staying on the longest, right? What products are they, even if they don't buy anything, what products are they at least clicking on the most and looking at? Even, you know, same thing with your social media marketing. What posts are getting the most engagement? How are they engaging? Why are they engaging? And if you know how to read these different things, then you it's like Back to the Future. You know how to read the future. You know what to do in the future. You know what content to put more out. You know what to take away from your business plan and your website. You know what to change in your business. Because again, I can't stress this enough. It's not about you. It's your business. You the boss. It's not about you at all. So this is real important for you guys. If you don't have a survey, it's like again, it's free. If you have trouble finding Google Form, you could probably just Google this, or if you go just in your browser and click on the let's see. Go right on Google, which most people's search engine is already set on Google. Can you guys see my screen?
It's coming up. Okay, I see it.
All right. So you guys can actually hit. You see where it say Google Apps?
Mm-hmm.
You hit that, and then you're gonna scroll down. Forms. You guys see that?
Yep.
This is where you're gonna make your survey right here.
That's what's up. And I know it's super easy too. It's
Yeah,
real easy. And you can customize it too.
yeah. Once you get to this page, like you good. Like it's gonna walk you through the prompts and all of that good stuff. It's something that probably take you 5 minutes, not even. Like I said, you guys can even copy the questions that we have as well. If you can just copy our survey. It's really diverse. You can really shout out to Kian. Hey, that's you. Yeah. So that's the biggest thing that I want to leave you guys with tonight. I want to make sure next week I want to see the surveys.
Sweet.
If you make them tonight,
Okay.
your survey, I'll fill it out just so you guys can see what it looks like. And once people fill it out, it'll go straight to your email, and it should give you a notification as well when people fill out your survey. And that's really what's gonna keep you guys in the game, and keep you guys servicing the community for the most part. So that's something that I wanted to bring up and get you guys up on if you already if you don't have a survey already. Again, man, I appreciate you guys, man. You guys be making my day Wednesday. We're gonna keep continue on just being great, like you guys are doing. Matter of fact, real quick, do you guys got any questions or concerns for me real quick?
I have no questions, but I just wanted to just iterate the love, and I really appreciate a lot of the sound bites that both of y'all had throughout there. It really resonated with me. I took notes for the short little time I was here. I'm actually salty I couldn't be here right on time. We not gonna let that happen too many times. I'm gonna make sure to have my homework, because I ain't trying to get locked out of class. I ain't gonna do it last minute. But no, it made a lot of sense. It's actually helping me just hearing you speak and edify your business and the things that you have. It actually helps me with some of the things I want to do. So I gotta run, but much love to y'all.
I appreciate you. I appreciate you, Quinn. I appreciate every single one of you guys. I don't want to hold you guys up too much longer. Again, if you guys, have any questions or concerns for me, everyone should have my number. If you don't, definitely, everybody should have my number for sure. On here.
I just want to
Hey,
say, I just want to say this is my first time in this meeting and I learned a lot. And I think this is a good thing for entrepreneurs to get together like this and talk about what they want to do.
Definitely,
So
definitely.
this is good. This is a good community.
I appreciate you, Queen. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. You guys motivate me. I swear. I ain't gonna. I'm human. I go through my stuff. Sometimes I be like, man, I don't even be feeling like it sometimes. But you guys motivate me to keep being, a servant, and we're gonna continue on doing that to my last breath. So, I appreciate you guys again. If you guys have any topics or discussions that you want to go over, let me know. Hit me up directly, email us, call me, text me, whatever the case may be. I appreciate you guys. I'm looking forward to seeing your assignments, seeing your surveys next week. Or whenever you guys create your survey, send it to me. I'll fill it out, make sure it works and all of that good stuff. And give you some feedback. You got y'all had hold on 1 second.
hey, Delano.
Edge, what's going on?
Yeah, before we get off, I want you to hit me up when we get off. I need to talk to you about some things because I would like to, get the ball rolling since school is really getting started now. I would like to get the ball rolling as soon as possible, getting more printers so that I can start taking around to schools. So, because yeah, like I told you, I really see like 3D printing being the future of household products, clothes, and things of that nature instead of buying that shit. So, like, I want to, try and make sure that at least one of our kids comes out of our community with the understanding of how to use it and, how to help build their brands if they want to do brands themselves, without, having to go somewhere else and get it prototyped. So, yeah, I need to get on that like yesterday.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Because in these other communities they're already having classes. They have full-time classes with 3D printers, and they're building robots and cars and drones and things of that nature. Like FPV drones started because of high schools high schoolers who were building robots and building their own drones instead of going to buy a DJI drone like a lot of us did. That's how FPV droning started. So if they can do that in those neighborhoods, we need to be able to do that in ours. As well as, like, again, I'm from the country, so when I say ours, I mean everybody, because just because, they're not from that side of the track, those communities are underserved as well.
Yes.
The rural communities are looked at as almost like being in the hood.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I love it. Most definitely. I'm supposed to be doing a live. If she's not still available, I'm gonna call you right after this, Reg.
All right.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So let's keep building, you guys. I appreciate you guys, man. I don't want to hold you up too much longer. I know she already looking at me like, when we supposed to go live. Check us out. I'm supposed to be going live with Erica the Plug right after this. So if you follow us on the Instagram, well, you should be following us on Instagram. If you don't, follow Master My Business. And I appreciate you guys, man. Let's keep building. Let's keep building. I'll talk to you guys shortly. Everybody be blessed. Peace and blessings to everyone, man. Let's keep building. I'll talk to you guys shortly.